Today we're going to talk about living in a van rent-free.
Rent-free.
Yeah. But coming up, there's going to be some little bit of problems. There's a little bit more glitches going on with it. But yeah, living in a van rent-free.
Yep.
The first time I heard about it was in Tucson years ago, even before I even thought about being a nomad. There was one student who admitted after he graduated from the U of A that he literally lived in a van, in a parking space he rented. You'd rent them per semester at the U of A, and they can run pretty expensive, but that was the rent that he had. And he lived inside of his van, he studied, he didn't party much, and he left college without any student debt. So that's pretty cool.
How amazing is
I know,
that? What a
I know.
great idea.
I know, exactly. So, and then of course I heard about the Nomad Life, and we all have heard about it now, but I bet there's a lot more students doing it because they can't afford rent on campus.
Now, if I understand this right, he
Yeah.
would have had to, if he wanted a parking spot,
Yeah.
he would have had to rent that anyway, or pay for it, whatever you call it.
Oh,
right?
exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
So he didn't pay any more.
No.
He just didn't have to rent a dormitory room or an apartment
Right.
or whatever. So,
Right.
pretty cool.
I know, it is pretty darn cool. So, and then my nose just went, woo.
Let me get that.
Let's talk about the weather. Let's talk weather. You can see I got my winter newsboy cap on, and I got a cardigan, I got a turtleneck, he's got his sweatshirt. It's cold out here.
Well, it's damp.
Yeah, it's a chilly. It's been raining, and we don't know if it's going to be raining or not, coming up here while we're doing this. So, but I guess we'll take it inside if we have to. But isn't it gorgeous out here? You guys get some more scenery.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So when we were in California, what did we see there?
Oh, all kinds of people.
Yeah.
And it looked like they were business people headed for an office, the way they were
Right.
dressed.
Uh-huh.
And we were right there with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That and I've read about it too in California. They're just parking along the street where they can find a space. They have more of what you have, not so much a minivan, but more of like a Ram.
Yeah.
And they probably have a closet built in there where they can hang up their clothes. And yeah.
Yeah. Made the most of it.
Yeah, and they're living rent-free. There's a lot of people doing it on purpose. A lot of us, we're retired. We want to travel. We want to see the world, right? We want to see the nation. But there are a lot of younger people that are doing it so that they can save money.
Yeah.
And they're doing it on purpose, not so much to travel, but to be rent-free. And then, of course, you got people, right, who can't pay rent now, and there's a lot of homeless people out there in their vehicles. Some vehicles run well, some don't. The lucky ones are the ones that have a newer vehicle or a real good vehicle. It's older, but it's new, and they have a little bit of savings going on. Yeah.
Now, Lee, you were given, what should I call it? The inside scoop or the rumor that is starting to go around, and we really think that it's going to be more than a rumor. It's going to be true.
Yeah.
There's going to be problems.
Yep. So shout out to Ken. We'll dedicate this to you because you're the one that gave us the heads up. Cracker Barrel has now changed their national policy from the word from the corporation that they're no longer going to allow any overnight parking, and that was people counted on Cracker Barrel a lot.
It was
Yeah.
one of the biggie places to park.
And so what we've been seeing is it's going up, like Walmart's have been doing it too. And now it could go on to Bass Pro, Home Depot, all of them to say no more parking overnight. And what Ken said was that as soon as the signs go up, And we're seeing a lot more of those. They're just regular signs. They're all saying the same thing. No overnight parking. It's against the law, and they will prosecute if you do. So
we're seeing that at Walmarts too.
Yeah.
So
he said that as soon as these signs go up, they're going to start enforcing it.
Yeah.
So it'll probably go here all the way across at some point, and probably not going to be everywhere right away. But just so you know, we wanted to give this information to you, and we thought we would talk about this living in your van rent-free. And at some point, it's been kind of easy. But it might get a little bit harder. So we want to talk about some suggestions of what can happen for nomads or even the homeless.
Well, Lee,
yeah,
is it fair for me to point fingers a little bit at this point?
I don't know if it is or not. Shame. Okay, maybe go ahead.
You're going to do it yourself, aren't you?
No, you go ahead and you can point those fingers. Yeah.
You know what? When people in the Cracker Barrel that we've spent some of our time this summer, mostly behind the building, there are people that are obviously there day after day after day after day.
Now, we're not just talking about, being there night after night. We're talking about day and night. They live there.
24/7.
24/7 they're there. They've parked and made their home.
Yep.
Yeah.
Take out their lawn chairs, take out the grill, have
yeah.
the dog chained up to the door handle of the vehicle. I'm sorry, but if I was the business owner, that looked like crap.
Yeah.
It just was not good. It's kind of the same thing that we're seeing on some BLM land, where the BLM folks are getting fed up because of finding too much trash that people just didn't clean up after themselves.
Yeah.
We're bringing this on ourselves, folks.
Yeah.
We've got to think ahead and be appreciative of what we've got.
Now, you're right. I mean, we have brought this on ourselves, but here's my also take on it, that there's a common thread going through everything, is that there's more and more homeless people that can't afford rent.
That's true.
And they're there. And that's one of the reasons there are people there parking at like Bass Pro or Walmart or Cracker Barrel that really don't know where else to go. They're parked there. Their cars look like crap. They just do. They're old cars, barely running. And they don't know where else to go to park. And they knew that at Cracker Barrel they could. Well, this now has put a real dent. We did it to ourselves, but I think it's a sign of the times all over the country that people can't afford rent anymore. Yeah. And COVID really put a big dent in it too, where they lost their jobs or they couldn't afford, Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was the start of it.
Yeah.
2 years ago, essentially, and it's kind of mushroomed from there.
Yeah, it has. So,
Lee, what do you think? What's going to change? How is the change going to be? Where are these folks, including us, going to go?
Yeah, well, if we like to live in the city, that's a real problem. Now, we could boondock all the time, couldn't we? But I don't like to do that. I don't like to be on BLM land all the time or in forest and paying. I mean, might as well pay rent, right? If I'm going to buy, I'm enjoying this, having campsites. But I have a special problem because I need good cell coverage. If I'm going to be uploading a video every day, we're going to be uploading a video every day. We need to get into a town where we can do that. And I have yet to find a cell booster that really works. That high boost that they sent me, and I did a review on it. I mean, it worked on this one campsite we were at a month ago, but certainly not this one. Nothing. And my T-Mobile phone it says no service. I can't even make a phone call off of it. So if for somebody who needs to have good cell coverage, I can't boondock all the time. Nor would I really want to. I like being in a city. I think I save in gas because I've got everything right there. Otherwise, I'm going to have to keep running into town every day, or every 2 days, running into town.
Well, fortunately, where we are right now at this campground, we only have to travel, 2 miles, maybe 3.
Yeah, but I have to go in every day,
to get a place that has Wi-Fi available.
Yep.
And so that's not a big deal. It works out well here.
Yeah. So what we've come up with, and he's agreed that a lot of parking spaces are going to become neighborhoods more and more and more, because there are homeless people that don't have a choice but to live in their vehicle. And then us nomads, we don't have a home. So we have to, if we like city life, and a lot of you people do, I know you do, you feel safer being in a city. Where are you going to park? You're going to have to go to neighborhoods now. Looking for neighborhoods. We want to find a neighborhood that isn't too high end, and also
don't want it to be too low end either.
Right.
You want it to be nice and middle class, quiet neighborhood. And sometimes you have a choice of whether you're going to park right at the front of someone's front lawn or kind of between two houses. Well, I'd take the space between the two houses.
Go between, because then the neighbors wouldn't know who you're visiting.
Right.
If you park in front, you might be parking in front of their mailbox, and that's going to concern the people going, oh, how long are they going to be parked there? I might not get my mail.
Right.
And plus, they're going to be putting their bins out at some point, so their trash bins to get collected. And so you want to get there. A lot of people put their trash bins out
the night before.
Yeah. So don't park in front of their trash bins. They're probably going to be up all night looking out if they're nosy.
Well, one of the things that's going on, in our estimation anyway, is that there just aren't enough policemen to patrol these neighborhoods. If you're parking in a place that has no sign whatsoever of no parking, no overnight parking, no sleeping in your vehicle, if there are no signs like that, you're in good shape. You are not parking in a no parking zone. So there shouldn't be a problem. The police don't have the time, in our estimation again, to patrol neighborhoods when there's crime going on all over the city.
Right.
So it's something that just makes sure that there are no signs posted that forbid what you're about to do.
Right. Another thing too is to make sure that your rig is clean and that it's not dirty, your windows aren't filthy, you got dents and scratches all over your van. If you get in an accident or, a fender bender or somebody smacks into your, the back of your rig, whatever, and you get insurance money, use it to get the auto body work done. It's just going to make your life easier down the road if you're a nomad, because if you've got dents and stuff, what Ken said is that it's not so much that the police are going to be patrolling, it's the nosy neighbors are going to be calling, going, oh my gosh, there's somebody parked out and I'm afraid that he's an undesirable and he's up to no good. So they're going to come out and they're going to investigate it. So let's talk about what to do in case they do knock on your door and you're parked in a neighborhood.
Well, first and foremost, if you're not in a no parking zone of any kind, you might just tell the officer, look, I'm traveling.
Yeah.
Obviously, you can see in some cases, many cases, our license plates are from out of state.
Yeah.
I'm traveling and I'm tired and I'm just trying to get some rest.
Right.
Now, if they say, well, you can't park here.
Because why? Because why?
Well, that's a good question.
Because there's a city ordinance. Ken said that some cities have city ordinances that no sleeping in your van at night, or your rig, your car. No sleeping, okay? And that's not going to be posted on a sign, right?
Right.
Not going to be a sign on every street, oh, there's a North City ordinance, you can't sleep in your car overnight. So if the police do tell you that, then what are you going to do?
Well,
they say, that's
an excellent opportunity to get some good information. Well, officer, I'm just too tired to drive.
Yeah.
Where would you suggest is a good, safe place for me to go?
Yeah.
And so, you're going to get it right from the horse's mouth, so, for instance, and could be a great piece of information. If they say, there's a church lot down here, or the Walmart in our town, for some reason, does allow overnight parking, whatever, you can get it right from the officer,
Yeah.
and know that you're not going to be bothered any further.
And they may say you can park in our parking lot for the night.
That's true. Yeah.
You can park in theirs. So Ken suggested that you call or look online or call and ask them. Say, we're curious, we're traveling through, we're going to be there for about a week. Is there a city ordinance that we cannot sleep in our car? And if we can or can't, where would you suggest? They're going to suggest something. Maybe. Here's something that it just came to my mind. If you're going to call, you could get an operator, just one of those operators, and they're going to say, how would I know? I wonder.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. We're going to have to, I tried to get, if you know a name of a law, because I thought it'd be better to go online and find out, okay, we're going to be traveling through the city and we want to stay for a month or so. Is there a city ordinance against this? And we were also thinking that as time marches on, year after year, more homeless people, there could be cities all over the place, starting the city council and mayors to say, hey, there's a new city ordinance. No sleeping. And so this is something that we're all going to have to be aware of coming up, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, right.
Now, a couple of things that you might keep in mind. You don't want to draw attention to yourself.
Right.
When you get there to the place where you've chosen to park for the night, don't even get out of the vehicle.
Don't.
If you can possibly do it, don't get out and go for a walk, or get out
Yeah.
and let your dog take one less trip to do its business before you
Right.
turn in for the night. Don't do that. Just park, be quiet, be respectful, and don't draw attention to yourself.
Right. And cover your windows. Do it from the inside. And here's something, I know a lot of people say, well, I have that curtain in back. I don't cover my windows so that people will think that nobody's sleeping in there. Here's my take on it. When I see the curtain drawn, I know for a fact somebody's living in the back, right? But if all the windows are covered, and if you're going to do in the winter in Arizona, here's a clue, because I'm from Arizona. Everybody covers their windows because it ruins. The sun is so desperately devastating to the interior of your car.
Yeah.
Everybody covers their windshields, and they have dark tinting on the side windows too. So just put up your shades and make sure they're black. Don't have the reflectix on the outside, but make sure the felt black is on the outside, so it just looks black around it.
Yeah.
So just park. In Arizona, you can get away with everything covered. That way nobody would know. But if you got the cab open and you get that curtain pulled, I don't know you're not fooling anybody. We know you're living back there. Who in their right mind has a car with a curtain in it? Yeah.
And if you're not fooling nomads, you're not fooling the police either.
Oh yeah, right. So you want to exit early in the morning and enter late at night. As we've got the sun going down earlier, so you can get there a little bit earlier or wait. But during the day, you're going to want, if you're in the city, you're going to be wanting to spend time at the parks, library, places like that. You know where to go. You might even want to just hang out in a Walmart parking lot for the day if you want to. You just want to be back there watching a movie or getting your work done. Some of you work in your rigs, things like that. But at night you can't park there. So I don't know where else we're going to be able to go if we're in the city other than finding a decent neighborhood, parked in between houses, not right in front of somebody's front door. Yeah.
And something I would not have thought of, but that Ken mentioned.
Yeah.
Even if you're in a middle-class neighborhood, if you see a lot of traffic in and out, well, that's a clue that there might be things going on in that house that are not supposed to be.
And you don't want to be parked out there. They'll think that you're part of it. It could be a meth house, he said.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah. So you don't want, and that can happen in middle-class neighborhoods or even upper-class neighborhoods. Yeah. Just don't be obvious and be careful, with just not making a lot of fuss, a lot of noise, and be careful here's another thing I just thought of. If you do get the knock, remember, I would start your phone. Don't put it on them, but at least you've got the audio of what's going on. You know, because most cops are great, but there are some bad eggs out there. So you want to make sure and just be as respectful as you can to them, and no fuss, no muss. You know, yeah, right.
They're just trying to do a job, and I think the vast majority you're going to find, if you do get a knock on the door at all, you're going to find they're going to be doing their job and trying, if they can give you a good suggestion for somewhere where it is okay to park, I think they will.
So, well, we wanted to give you a heads up on this, everybody, and give you some suggestions on what we can do. We'll keep you abreast as we hear of things, you know, down the line. And if you know of other things too, you know, leave it in the comments. But we love you guys a lot. And subscribe, like this video, and share it with other people, especially with other nomads or family members. You know, share it. They're thinking about becoming nomads. And it always just helps us out if you share it, because that means it kind of moves on down the line just a little bit. More viewers, keeps this videos going. You seem to like them, right? So, got neck gaiters and exercise videos. I got the book on Amazon, How to Live in a Minivan, the Minivan Leeway. Anything else you want to add?
You know, you mentioned neck gaiters, Lee. I just want to say, hey guys. Neck gaiters look pretty cool on us too.
And
I used the neck gaiter to great satisfaction 2 years ago during the height of COVID. I'd wear one of those, and it was stretchy enough so that it would pull up over my nose,
and then it would go right back again. That's the trick of a good neck gaiter. We don't have them on today, but on our next video, you'll see us wearing our neck gaiters and talking about them, how stretchy they are and how they just go right back. They don't sag, and they keep you warm, and they look pretty cool, huh?
Yes,
if you had a navy blue neck gaiter on with this, well, make sure you get a navy blue, and I've got navy blue, that it would look like it's a turtleneck. He looked good in a turtleneck.
I'll place my order tomorrow.
Okay. Yes. And Marco El Gitano will get your neck gaiters for you too. Did you notice at the restaurant we were at this morning, did you see the guy and the gal that he had a neck gaiter on?
No, I didn't.
It was more of a winter one, but he had a neck gaiter on. Oh yeah, he looked cool too. And I'm like, I kept looking, it was like,
cool.
So we love you guys until tomorrow. Love you.
Take care.